Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review and demo of the new-ish Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm just gonna head right into the demo and let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off with just one pump and see how far we get. Normally with this, I like to do 2 pumps, but I'm just gonna show you what 1 pump can do. It's really a moisturizing foundation because it has the coconut water in it and it really hydrates your skin all day. So for somebody with dry skin like me, I really like this. It really feels really comfortable. I just feel like I have moisturizer on, so I always feel comfortable. Like, I'm definitely aware of like the fact that I'm wearing foundation, but it's not like that tacky or sticky or like clingy feeling. It's like just feeling like you have like a really nice moisturizer on. This is already 1 pump gone, like 1 pump gone, and I'm getting my forehead, and I pretty much did the majority of my face. But this claims to be a full, like medium to full coverage and a buildable. In my experience with this, it's definitely a medium coverage, and like if you really want, like I have hyperpigmentation from like breakouts from like hormonal, you know, time of the month loveliness, and if I try and build it up on those areas, it gets better, but it's not like full coverage. Like I still need to go in with concealer usually, and that's fine because like when my skin is a little bit better, then I can get away with like 1 pump. Like to me, this is really exposed, sorry. Like it's a little bit better than it was before, but it's still not flawless. So I'm gonna do a second pump so you can see. I don't think you should ever have to use more than 2 pumps of a foundation to get the coverage you want. Otherwise, it's just not the right foundation for you. Do you know what I mean? Don't ever put foundation under your eyes right here. That's why a lot of people like get cake face or get really cakey or crepey underneath their eyes. It's because they're layering way too many products, and you're gonna use concealer there anyway. Like 95% of us are gonna use concealer there anyway, so don't bother. Save your product for somewhere else on your face. Okay, so that's 2 pumps. I'm just gonna kind of stipple it onto the areas where I have a little bit more redness or hyperpigmentation. Now obviously this isn't gonna look like flawless because I still don't have concealer on, so my eyes are still really red, but we're just judging the foundation. Okay, so as you can see, like my pores are pretty concealed, they're not accentuated. So it looks like skin, like I could still see my skin through this, but like see how it didn't really cover up a lot of that, you know, post-acne scarring. I would definitely need to use a concealer on that later, which is fine. Like I'm used to that, but it's definitely not, like that's 2 pumps, that's 2 layers, and it's still not full coverage. So like I'm not gonna go in with a 3rd layer, do you know what I mean? But I like the finish of this. Like it's still very luminous without being like overly dewy. I don't mind having to use a concealer to cover up like spot treatments, because when my skin is like fine and not having a time, then this is perfect all over the face. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to give you my final thoughts after I finish the rest of my makeup. See you in a little bit. Okay guys, so this is my finished makeup with the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced. Obviously, I'm like really highlighted today. I tried, you know, being super dewy and highlighty. That's really popular right now. People call it strobing, but I refuse to call it that because it's just highlighting. You know what I mean? The thing is about this foundation is that it can be really matte if you want to, if you really powder it, but I really don't suggest you do that. If you're really oily, then this might not be like your favorite thing, but for me, I'm dry, and I feel like people who are normal or combination would still really like this, because as it wears throughout the day, in my experience, you do glow, and it does kind of glisten and start to turn a little bit more dewy, but it doesn't look greasy at all. It's definitely not greasy. You just look healthy. Like it looks like skin, and it's really hard to detect on the skin. In the lighting in my bedroom, the coverage was a little bit better than it was on camera here, and in my experience, I don't have to like really use a lot of this to cover up anything that I want to cover. So I think I might have just been the lighting in here for that 1 second, or the way the camera's picking it up. But yeah, I feel like if you have tons of acne or maybe overly oily skin, maybe this isn't for you, or maybe you just really want to set it with the powder. But everyone else, I would say set like your T-zone and call it a day, because the finish on this is really beautiful. It makes my skin feel and look healthy and natural, and it gives a really nice glow to the skin throughout the day. Even better in my opinion than the NARS Luminous All Day Weightless, which I ended up returning. Like, I liked it initially, but I just didn't like that it didn't look good on the onset, and that it only looked good like maybe like 3 or 4 hours later when it started to become dewy. This looks great when you put it on, and it looks great throughout the day. I feel like it even looks better throughout the day. Most foundations will break up a little bit after, you know, the usual like day-long wear of like 10-12 hours, and this doesn't break up on me. This will just kind of slowly fade away. I don't know if it's getting absorbed because of the coconut oil or whatever, but I really like that. I don't mind that a foundation doesn't last more than 8-10 hours. That's to be expected, but the fact that it fades in a nice way is a big plus for me. So for me, and the packaging is amazing, for me this is a really total winner. The only thing that I can say is that I'm in what I think is the lightest shade called Ivory, and if you're fairer than me, and I know that there are people who are, this isn't gonna look great on you. And also if you have a pink undertone, this shade is not, it's warm. So the shade range, I feel like in the lighter shades could be a little bit better, but that's my only, you know, misgiving about this. It's really gorgeous, oil-free, makes you look like you have healthy skin. It's not overly dewy, not overly matte, it just looks like realistic skin. So that is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. It gets a big thumbs up from me. And yeah, I will be having a couple more foundation reviews coming up if you are really into those, as I know some of you are. So yeah, check back for that, subscribe so that you know when those come up, and please like this video if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!